Hi everyone, my name is Miranda Doobie and I completed my PFE at UNH Manchester as a reference and instruction intern. This is the home page of my portfolio and this is our front desk. On here I've included a description of what you can find on my portfolio as well as some praise from UNHM faculty and staff that I worked with. I've highlighted my PFE contract. And then from that contract, I have a separate page with my educational outcomes and how I fulfilled them. So a lot of these were revolving around Objective 2, which is information literacies and lifelong learning. And I mainly achieved these through staffing the reference desk, creating LibGuides, creating Kaltura videos, and teaching information literacy courses. These are the lesson plans that I taught. So I taught History 500. This is split up into two sections, so I actually taught section 5 solo by myself, and that was a lot of fun. And then History 405, which is Early America, I observed Carolyn, my supervisor, teach the lesson plan and worked with the students during the workshop time. This class was pretty early on in my internship, so I didn't feel as comfortable with stepping in to teach. And I should add that I was a student worker at UNH Manchester for 5 years, so I am very familiar with the staff. I'm very familiar with faculty here and the coursework and things like that. I just was still getting used to the structure that a university has over the structure that is present at my day job at a community college. So it's a little bit different, and that was kind of where the learning curve came for me, not necessarily in adjusting to the location or staff or anything like that. Biology 413 I co-taught with Carolyn both sessions. The first one was kind of impromptu as she was coming down with a cold, and so I took over because we were discussing different parts of journal articles and keywords and Boolean search operators and things like that that I already teach at my day job. So I jumped in the first time, and then the second time I taught from the section of anatomy of a journal article all the way to the end. This is me teaching them about brine shrimp. Biology 413 Part 2, so we actually go into Bio 413 twice. The first time is for the brine shrimp lesson, and the second time is during a section on CSI where they do blood testing. I took this opportunity to observe two different instructional teachers teach, so Carolyn taught as well as Kate, another reference and instruction librarian. And there was a lot of heavy reading material for this that I just didn't have the time to be as prepared as I would have liked to be to teach it, and so I observed both of them teach the lesson plan, and it was really interesting getting to see how two different people with two different teaching styles taught the same content. I was also in charge of making some Kaltura videos, so that's me at my desk making the videos, which is what I look like right now. So I made some general purpose tutorials for Safari Books Online, PsycInfo, and Academic Search Ultimate. And then I also created tutorials for a new transfer course that we were creating, which was really the bulk of what I did on the last half of my internship when the librarians found out that there was going to be a new transfer course that was going to be similar to a first-year seminar, but for transfers. We were charged with creating all of the content for the information literacy for that. So that involved a lot of meetings with the team, and we usually had that every Friday for an hour, sometimes longer, and we would just discuss, any reference issues, any instructional issues, scheduling issues, and then we also tackled how exactly we were going to go about evaluating the transfer students' information literacy and then teaching them whatever they did not receive within the first, semester up to 2 years that they possibly missed being here. So for this, we decided to combine Bio 413 and first year seminar and English writing, the literacies learned in those 3 courses, into a transfer course. So these are the videos I made: how to develop a research question and how to develop keywords or supplemental materials. And then how to use Academic Search Complete and Anatomy of a Journal article are both lesson plans. So typically we would go in twice. So 1 week will be Academic Search Ultimate and the next week will be Anatomy of a Journal article. I also was tasked with creating some LibGuides. And fun fact, these stacks, we actually moved the university in 1 week 5 days, and I was the team manager of the workers who built this library. So it's pretty special stacks. So here are the links to the guides that I authored solo by myself. There's a social work generalized one, a globalization, and a financial management. And I'm realizing as I'm looking on this that I also forgot to add my business general LibGuide. So I will make sure to do that as well. And then these are guides that I co-authored. Either the material was already there and it needed to be updated, or it was half started and it needed to be updated from there. And then I also went through every LibGuide that we had published. And I identified 24 broken YouTube links. Most of them were broken because of copyright change, and so I just went through and found an appropriate video to replace the content that had the correct copyright status, and then implemented those as well. I have my journal entries here, and I'm going to be posting at the top here just a summary of my time here so that that will be the first thing read, but feel free to scroll through and read through my journal entries as well. And then I have the resources I've utilized. These 3 books were on my desk the whole time I was here, and I'm happy to say that they will stay on my desk the whole time I stay here because I just got hired per diem. The librarian who is usually here for night classes is still out on maternity leave, and so I will be filling in per diem for the night classes as they need me. So it's pretty exciting. So that is my PFE. Let me know if you guys have any questions. It was great being in class with you this semester.